Last night, you ran from something. Maybe you were chased. Maybe you fell. Maybe someone you love was in danger, and you couldn't reach them fast enough. Your heart was pounding when you woke up. And then you remembered. None of it happened. But your body didn't know that while it was happening. Your heart rate spiked. Your muscles tensed. Your brain lit up in almost the same pattern it uses when you're actually afraid. For a few seconds or a few minutes, your body ran a full-scale emergency drill. And it did this without asking your permission. This happens most nights, to almost everyone. And for a long time, nobody could explain why. Sigmund Freud thought dreams were wish fulfillment, hidden desires, dressed up in symbols. That idea shaped a century of pop psychology. But it never explained one strange, consistent fact. Across cultures, across ages, across almost every study ever done on dream content, the most common dream theme isn't desire, it's danger. Being chased, falling, losing something important, fighting, failing a test you didn't study for, losing your teeth, your footing, your way home, threat after threat. So a Finnish cognitive scientist named Antti Revonsuo looked at this pattern and asked a different question. What if dreams aren't messages? What if they're training? He called it threat simulation theory. The idea is simple and a little unsettling. Your brain evolved in a world where a single missed threat could kill you. A predator you didn't see, a rival you underestimated, a fall you didn't brace for. So your brain built a private simulator, a place to rehearse danger over and over without any real risk, a flight simulator for staying alive. Think about what that means. You are not just sleeping right now, you are training. Revonsuo studied dream reports across dozens of cultures and found the same thing again and again. The more threatening someone's waking life was, the more threat-heavy their dreams became. Children in war zones dreamed more violently than children in peacetime. People recovering from trauma dreamed the trauma back at them, again and again, like a rehearsal that wouldn't stop until it got the ending right. That's strange, isn't it? Why would your brain replay the worst moments of your life instead of just letting you rest? Because rest was never the primary job. Survival was. Here's where it gets stranger. Your body isn't just imagining danger while you dream. It's rehearsing the response. During REM sleep, the stage where most vivid dreaming happens, your brain sends the same motor commands it would send if you were actually running, actually fighting, actually flinching away from a blow. Your eyes dart back and forth beneath closed lids, tracking threats that exist only in your mind. Your amygdala, the brain's alarm system, becomes more active in REM sleep than it is in most of your waking hours. Your body, for its own protection, paralyzes your limbs during this stage. A structure in your brainstem cuts the signal between your motor cortex and your muscles. If it didn't, you would act out every chase, every fall, every fight, right there in bed. Which sounds almost comic, until you remember that some people, due to a rare disorder, lose that paralysis. And they do act out their dreams. They punch. They run. They have, in documented cases, injured themselves and the people sleeping beside them, chasing a threat that was never there. That paralysis isn't a flaw. It's a safety switch built around a very old, very serious kind of rehearsal. So what exactly is being rehearsed? Not just movement. Judgment. The sleep researcher Matthew Walker, who has spent decades studying what sleep does for the human brain, found something else dreams seem to do. They don't just simulate danger, they strip the emotional charge off it. In his research, people who slept and dreamed after a distressing experience showed lower activity in the brain's fear centers when they recalled that experience later. The memory stayed. The panic faded. It's as if the brain runs the danger one more time overnight, on purpose, specifically to take some of the sting out of it before morning. That's not wish fulfillment. That's maintenance, emotional maintenance, running quietly every single night, whether you notice it or not. And this isn't only true of dramatic nightmares. The psychologist Rosalind Cartwright, who studied dreams for over 50 years, found the same threat processing pattern in something far more ordinary: divorce, job loss, everyday heartbreak. She tracked people going through painful life transitions and found their dreams slowly transformed the pain into something more distant, more manageable, night after night, as if the mind were quietly practicing how to survive the version of life it now had to live in. Ask yourself something. When was the last time you woke up from a bad dream and felt, oddly, a little steadier than before? That's not an accident. That might be the entire point. Here's the twist that makes this stranger still. You'd think the most anxious people, the ones living through the most danger, would need this system the least. Enough real threat, you'd assume, and the brain wouldn't need to invent more. But it's the opposite. Chronic stress and trauma don't shut the simulator down. They turn it up. People with post-traumatic stress often dream the same danger over and over, like a drill that's stuck on repeat because the threat was never fully resolved in real life. The system isn't broken. It's still trying to finish a rehearsal it never got to complete. Which means nightmares, as unpleasant as they feel, may be evidence of a system working exactly as it was built to. Not malfunctioning. Not haunting you. Training you, sometimes too well, for a danger that already happened and can't happen again. So think about what you actually do every single night, without trying, without wanting to, without even remembering most of it by morning. You lie down, your body goes still, your eyes begin to move, and somewhere behind your closed eyelids, an ancient survival system boots up and starts running scenarios. Falling, chasing, losing, fighting. Losing you again and again until the fear gets a little smaller each time. You didn't choose this skill. You didn't practice for it on purpose. It was built into you by every ancestor who almost didn't survive a predator, a rival, a fall, a fight. The ones who dreamed the danger first and rehearsed the response were slightly more likely to survive the real thing when it came. And here you are, generations later, running the exact same drill every single night, in a world with far fewer predators, but a brain that hasn't gotten the memo. Tonight, you'll do it again. You'll fall from somewhere impossibly high, or run from someone impossibly fast, or lose someone impossibly important, and your heart will race exactly as if it were real. And then you'll wake up. And for a moment, you'll feel the strange relief of realizing none of it happened. But some part of you will already be a little more ready. Because it wasn't a dream. It was a drill. And you've been running it, without fail, every single night of your life.